Good morning, my darling little munchkins. I hope everybody's good this morning. We get to delve in lesson number 18, understanding disease. Something you're going to be more concerned about, but I know there's some issues in your family. Your dad has a disease called diabetes. This might help you understand it a little bit better. Okay, beginning. Everybody sitting down? If you're not, now's the time to do it. Get in front of your notebooks. Hi, Mommy. You know I love you guys. Let's get started. Yesterday, we learned how the immune system fights off sicknesses. Diseases are worse than the common cold, and sometimes once they begin, they cannot be cured by medicine or the body's immune system. The study of diseases is called pathology. Pathology involves learning what the cause of the disease is, seeing how it develops, and learning how that disease affects the body. To treat disease, doctors need to be able to identify the correct disease and then plan out the best possible way to help the person deal with their symptoms. Today, we are going to learn about a few common diseases. Most of these diseases are not common in young people, and this is not a lesson to make you nervous about getting sick. It's important to understand what these diseases are because many people around us might have one of these diseases. When we know how a disease someone has is affecting them, it's easier to be the hands and feet of Jesus to help them by understanding what they experience and caring for them through it. So let's learn about a few diseases from the people that have them. We're going to start with heart disease. Hello. My name is John, and I have a type of heart disease called coronary artery disease. My first sign of having this disease was when I had a heart attack. Having a heart attack means that part of my heart stopped getting the blood it needed because a blood vessel was blocked. In my case, I had 3 blood vessels to my heart that stopped getting blood, and doctors had to do a triple bypass, a surgery where the doctors take smaller veins from your legs or arms and use them to create a new route for blood to flow to the heart. Doctors do this by attaching the new blood vessel before the blockage and then after the blockage so that the blood bypasses the area. Having a blockage happens in these blood vessels because plaque builds up inside the blood vessel walls. Plaque is made up of cholesterol, a type of fat that slowly builds up and causes the blood vessel to narrow gradually over time. One symptom of coronary artery disease is chest pain, which is also called angina. This can sometimes give people clues that they have plaque building up in their blood vessels, but some people have no symptoms until they have a heart attack. Along with my bypass surgery, I take medications every day to help decrease my cholesterol and blood pressure to that I won't have another heart attack. I'm still talking as though I was John, by the way. I'm not talking about me, okay? Just to qualify, I do not have coronary heart disease. Okay, so along with his bypass surgery, he takes medicine every day to help decrease his cholesterol and blood pressure so that he doesn't have another heart attack. He's also had to change his diet to eat healthier and have even started walking more because being active helps protect him from having another heart attack. Since his heart attack, he has a lot less energy and gets tired more quickly than he used to. Once you get heart disease, it never goes away. So do everything you can when you are young to stay active, eat healthy, and not gain too much weight. These things can help prevent someone from getting heart disease. All right, these are called cases, you guys. These are people in the book that have these. So I'm going to speak as though I'm them, okay? The next disease we're going to talk about is Alzheimer's disease. And this one's a tough one. So, hello, my name is Lillian, and I have Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease happens in the brain when brain cells start to waste away and eventually die. It is a progressive disease, which means it will continue to get worse the longer I have it. I first started noticing something was wrong when I started forgetting what I ate for a meal just hours before. I would have a conversation with my daughter and forget I spoke to her, so my family brought me to my doctor to be checked out. He asked me a bunch of questions to test my memory and found that I had dementia, which is when you start to forget things like I was doing. Dementia is a symptom of Alzheimer's disease. It has only gotten worse for me since I was diagnosed. Some days I forget my family members, and often I get very angry at people for no reason at all. I even see things that aren't there at times. I can live on my own. I can't live on my own anymore because I will leave my house and forget where I was going and how to get back home. I even left the stove on and started a fire in my kitchen. There is no treatment to cure Alzheimer's disease, so I will only continue to get worse. It is tough on my family, especially when I don't remember them. Well, and then we're moving on to another horrible disease. We all got to know about it, though. Cancer. Hello, my name is Beatrix, and I have cancer. Cancer is a group of more than 100 different diseases and can affect every area of the body. Typically, cells grow in your body and die when they get too old or damaged. Then, new cells will take their place. Cancer starts when changes interfere with this process and cells begin to grow uncontrollably. A large number of cells create a mass that is called a tumor. Not all tumors are cancerous, but mine was, and when it's cancerous or malignant, it can spread to other parts of your body. My cancer was first discovered in my breast, and now it has spread to my lungs. I didn't have any symptoms before I was diagnosed and was getting my checkup at my doctor's office when they discovered the tumor. After I was diagnosed, I had surgery to remove the tumor. Then I went through something called chemotherapy, which is a medication that they use to kill the cancer cells. During chemotherapy, I was very tired, and I also lost all my hair. I wasn't very hungry, and I got sick easily, so I stayed away from group gatherings to help me stay healthy. After I finished this treatment, my tests still revealed I had cancer somewhere in my body, so they did radiation therapy. This therapy uses radiation from X-rays to kill cancer cells. Thankfully, after that round of treatment, I was declared cancer-free. I still need to go for yearly checkups to make sure the cancer has not returned, but I have been able to return to my normal life now, and I'm enjoying every moment I can with my family. All right, this is about lung disease. Hello, my name is Clarence, and I have a lung disease called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD. However, COPD means that I have less air coming into and out of my lungs than is normal. This happens when airways make extra mucus and become plugged, or when the airways get thick and irritated and your lungs become less elastic and stretchy. I smoked cigarettes my whole life, and my doctor tells me that is likely what caused my COPD. I first started having symptoms when I had a cough that wouldn't go away, and I would get short of breath when I was walking up the stairs in my house. Every time I breathe now, it whistles in my lungs, and any time I move around, I have a tightness in my chest. I need to use supplemental oxygen to keep my body getting the oxygen I need because I can't breathe in well enough to get it on my own. My doctors think I'll most likely need to use oxygen for the rest of my life because each time they test me without the extra oxygen, the oxygen level in my blood drops lower than it should be. I've had to make some changes in my life because of COPD. I can't walk very far because I get too tired, and it's hard to always take my oxygen tank with me. Doing my grocery shopping is impossible because it's too much walking, so my family helps me with that. If I could go back, I wouldn't smoke like I did because there's nothing fun about having COPD now. Okay, now we're going to talk about diabetes. And the person that is referred to here, he says, "Hello, my name is Roger, and I have diabetes mellitus, also called type 2 diabetes. Diabetes is a disease that stops my body from correctly using the energy from the foods that I eat. When the body breaks down food, it releases glucose, which is used for energy. Diabetes stops my body from storing glucose, so it stays in my blood, causing high blood sugar. You wouldn't think that having high blood sugar would cause anything too serious, but it does. Having diabetes increases my risks of getting heart and kidney disease. It can also cause me to lose the feeling in my feet. If I injure my foot, it can take a lot longer for it to heal and often can get infected because it doesn't heal as well. If I'm not careful, this can lead to toes, a foot, or even a whole leg requiring amputation. Thankfully, this hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm always at risk for it. I had to manage my diabetes by changing my diet entirely. Any foods that are high in carbohydrates, I can't eat because they raise my blood sugar too much. So, I eat a lot of vegetables and meat because my body doesn't produce enough insulin to keep my blood sugar levels where they need to be. I have to give myself insulin shots to keep my levels normal. I also started to walk regularly because exercise is beneficial for people with diabetes. It's changed my life a lot, but I've been able to control my blood sugar because of these changes. That's probably going to be a real good discussion to have with Daddy and Mommy. I'm sure you guys have seen Daddy inject himself with insulin. I'm sure you're a little more aware of it than what you did or didn't know. Okay, so there's an extension activity. It says, do you know someone who has one of these conditions or disease? Call them, write them a card, or pray for them. And that happens all the time. All right, my darlings, have a wonderful rest of your day. Be nice to each other. Try hard not to scream when you're talking to each other. It's a little irritating. Make sure you hug and kiss your parents. And you know, Granny Patty loves you. Okay, we are finished with lesson 18. Get to work. Love you. Bye.